Dave Allen's wish is Eddie Hearn's command. He's been calling for this fight for a couple of years now, and he's finally got it. Dave Allen will be fighting David Price at the O2 in London on July the 20th on Dillian Whyte vs Oscar Rivas's undercard. And I'm excited, man. I'm looking forward to this fight. It's a fight that Dave Allen's been calling for a couple of years now, and I don't think he was ready for it up until I think now he's finally ready for the fight now. I don't think he was like over the last few years since he's been calling for this fight, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But in terms of the actual fight, David Price, we all know he's got power, and he's got enough power to knock Dave Allen out. But the thing is, Dave Allen's got a good chin, and I think one of the things that Dave Allen will be trying to do in this fight is drag David Price into deep waters, into the later round, and try and get him to basically gas out. But then Dave Allen's gas tank isn't necessarily all that good. Like, there's so many fucking variables, and there's so many kind of what's the right word? There's so many different elements to this fight where it's hard for me personally to have a good estimate of how this fight might end. And that's why I like it. And not that I'm a tactical or technical genius when it comes to boxing. I'm no master genius, but that's just my perception of it anyway. But David Price, this is a bit of a risky move for David Price, because every time he gets knocked out, there's this huge backlash that he has to face. Oh, David Price should call it a day. What's he still fighting for? David Price should call it a day. And I think it's a little bit unfair, personally. But apart from that, David Price still has aspirations to try and progress his career and try and hit, European and world level. And if he's to lose to someone like Dave Allen, he can kiss goodbye to those aspirations. So I respect him for taking this fight with all the risk that's involved, but at the same time, he's got limited options. It's not like he's already fringe world level and he's taken a step back. He's taken a number of defeats over the last few years, and yeah, the world isn't his oyster at the moment. He can't just do what he wants to do. He's restricted to what he's being offered, and I suppose this is probably the best offer out there for him from a monetary point of view, as well as just a profile point of view, still staying relevant in the boxing scene over here in the UK. Dave Allen, on the other hand, so I'm a full disclosure, I'm a fan of Dave Allen's. I really like him as a personality, and he's been a bit of a novelty act for British boxing, and he's only got himself to blame for it. And this is just my opinion, and that's why I've made this channel, is to share my opinion with you guys. My opinion on Dave Allen is, I feel like he's self-sabotaged up until the Lucas Browne fight. And when I say self-sabotage, I don't mean he's been taking dives in the ring. I mean he's been taking fights on short notice, and when he does have a couple of weeks to train, when he has 3, 4, 5 weeks notice for a fight, he doesn't even train properly. He doesn't take it seriously. His nutrition is usually shit. He doesn't really it's only up until the last year or so he's actually even started to do a bit of strength and conditioning. And I feel like he's been doing this almost like a mental crutch, because it's a built-in excuse if things don't go the way he wants them to go in the ring. Oh, I only had a couple of weeks notice. I didn't have a full training camp. Or if he has got a few weeks notice, oh, I didn't train hard enough. If I trained properly, I would have knocked him out. I think he was scared to commit to himself, because if he committed to himself and he gave himself every chance of winning, training as hard as he possibly could have, and gone in the ring and come up short, he hasn't got an excuse. And I think that's what he was scared of trying his best and not coming up on top. And I think he overcame that mental hurdle, whatever the fuck you want to call it, in the build-up to the Lucas Browne fight. He trained hard. From his physique, it looked like he took his nutrition a bit more serious. He even came down to London for a couple of weeks. Trained with, what's his name again? Darren Barker. So he switched things up. And I think he's seen the fruits of his labour. And hopefully that win against Lucas Brown will give him the confidence to really fucking go for it against David Price. And I don't mean throw caution to the wind and just start wailing punches at him and just take stupid risks in the ring. I mean, actually, look, your fight's on July the 20th. What is it now? April 20 something. So you got May, June. You've literally got 3 months to train your bollocks off. And I really, really hope that win against Lucas Brown gives him the confidence to do that. To train as hard as he can for these 3 months and come into that ring. And if he loses, there's no excuses. There's no excuses. But putting yourself out there will give him the opportunity, will give him a better chance of actually beating David Price, if that makes sense. And I really, really hope he takes this opportunity. And I'm not saying to beat, I really hope he beats David Price. What I'm saying is I really hope he tries his best and trains hard. Because you know David Price does. David Price is always in good condition. Always. So it's an interesting fight for me. I'm really looking forward to it. And the rumour is Derek Chisora against Joseph Parker will also be on the undercard of this fight night. That'll probably be the chief support act, the co-main event, and that's a proper heavyweight gangbang, isn't it? 3 heavyweight fights with 6 heavyweights that are well, 5 of them are known to UK audiences, but people who know about boxing and who follow boxing are also interested and excited about the Dillian Whyte Oscar Rivas fight, because that's not a walk in the park for Dillian Whyte. That's a really good fight in my opinion. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this card. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to win, Dave Allen or David Price? What do you make of my assessment of of Dave Allen's emotional state? Probably a load of bollocks, but yeah, that's just I don't know. That's just how I've seen Dave Allen over the last couple of years. And you know, I'm happy to admit if I'm wrong. There's no way anyone's ever going to know if I'm right or not, but that's just how I've perceived Dave Allen. Anyway, don't be scared to comment. Don't be scared to hit the like button. Smash that like button, as YouTubers say. Don't be scared to subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.